God willing.
Hey, so if you are new, we love you. I know for the next 5 minutes, everyone just starts booming in here. You are welcome. I get the recording and then we put it on YouTube. We usually need about 24 hours to do that because my office girl doesn't come in. Then the week she just kind of does it on her own where she's at. And so I just appreciate her for that. But give me 24 hours. So my YouTube that you need is just Jennifer Inlow, just like my name on my picture. So all the past lunch and learns are there, just so you know. Sometimes people are asking for stuff from a year ago. Now I'm getting all these messages from like when people spoke a year ago that they want the paperwork. Girl, I don't remember. So you can always, I know you're also happy with this. Now I created a Facebook page because I was fighting that and I didn't want to do that because I originally started this as my unit thing and it just kind of boomed to the whole Mary Kay world. Every division, it goes global now. People take it, they translate it. It's everywhere. I love this so much. And so get on YouTube. We have a Facebook page too. It's Mary Kay and a red dress. So you'll know, we'll say lunch and learn on Facebook. And it's Mary Kay's it's like the Applause magazine way back in the day cafe. And I'll add you to that. So if there's from this point on, if there's any, we've done a few on there. We put the recordings there. Again, you can go to my YouTube and wherever you found out about this. I have posted it in the Voxer groups and the Facebook groups I'm part of. So however you found it is probably where you'll find the recording. Okay. I love you all so much. Thank you for sharing this. Share it with your team members, power partners, other divisions, other directors. I really do not care who it's shared with. This is really a go give thing. And so one of my favorite humans ever is our guest speaker today. Rebecca Melton, I love her. She's about to become Kansas Most Improved Unit. They are on fire, wrapping up Cadillac. They are doing big things. And me and Rebecca have been dear friends forever. And I'm telling you, her mind is masterful. Like, I love how she thinks on every level. I cannot wait to watch you have the greatest year you've ever had in Mary Kay this year, my friend. And I love you and I pray for you. And you're not going to believe it. Not that I get to see everybody, but I'm literally doing a quick turnaround trip to Kansas this weekend. I'm driving tomorrow and we got my little grandbaby back. And so my family hasn't met her. So we're doing that. And then I come home Sunday, but I will be in your neck of the woods, friend. So I'm originally from Kansas. Our national area is in Kansas. And me and Rebecca were in the same national area before she retired. So that's how we're connected. And so one of the greatest humans you'll ever meet in your life. So fun. We probably get in trouble every time we're together because we're ornery and probably, I don't know. I
don't notice.
I know. I don't even care. Honestly, we have fun. That's what matters. Life's too short. We're going to have a good time. I don't even care. So I'm going to hand it over to the fabulous Rebecca Melton. So get your pen and paper because you're going to want to take notes from her. Trust me.
Oh my goodness. I would like to wake up to you saying that to me every morning.
I'll send you a Voxer and then you can play it over and over.
That's a good idea. Thank you guys so much for being on today. I really appreciate it. You know, the Zoom world is great because we can connect with people we may not have met otherwise. To those of you that are on and you're like, I'm just going to make a way to get on, even if I'm not on the screen. Thank you. Thank you for being present. To those of you that were like, I'm going to show up face to face because this girl needs visual interaction. You're going to draw the best of me. I'm just telling you. So thanks for showing up, whether your makeup's on or not. But everybody here looks amazing. Wow. I'm so excited to be on. It's such an honor when somebody says, hey, can you share what's in your brain? The thing about Jenny is she's just like, just say whatever is on your heart. And that is a lot of things, I will tell you. And when she was talking about muting, I was like, yeah, that's me too. Like, I'm very ADD. I have to sit in the front row at church or else I won't hear the sermon at all. I'll know what everybody else is doing. I'll know who's asleep. I'll know what kid's in trouble. I'll know who's passing notes, but I will not know what the Lord is telling me. So I have to sit at the very, very front because I get a little distracted. And so my brain works that way too. So if I go into spider webs of conversation and you need me to reel it back, just, comment, reel that back in, Rebecca. What were you starting with? But I always come back. I do always come back. You guys, today I was thinking, I was really, really praying, Lord, just tell me what the focus should be. Tell me what the focus should be. Tell me what the focus should be. And isn't it ironic that this morning I was really realigning my own personal focus? So I determined maybe it's a good time for you too. I think right now in this season, if you've been in Mary Kay this entire year, like our fiscal year is July 1st to June 30th. I love that because it's like an off time from the calendar year. So there's excuses to reset. I mean, Mary Kay was a genius, right? Like our quarterly contests and things like that. There's always an excuse to reset. And so I kind of need that 90 days. They say you can do anything for 90 days, right? So you give yourself a 90-day push, a 90-day goal or whatever. But if you've been in Mary Kay since July 1st of this year, you've been going hard at it for almost 9 months, right? And sometimes it's hard at it, like I've been thinking hard. I've been thinking hard at it. And sometimes it's hard at it, like I've been working hard. I've been working hard at it. And so there could be a tendency for a little bit of burnout or a little bit of realignment. And we need to regroup and refocus because we've got the last quarter to finish hard. And what do they say? It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I think they say all the time that the more stuff happens in the last quarter of the seminar year than in the first quarter of the seminar year. And why? Because we see that there is a deadline. How many of you need deadlines? Like a deadline is your friend. We need the deadlines. I feel like I always need a deadline, but I always find a way to give myself a pass sometimes too. And so I had to figure out, when is it that I do that? When is it that I create this certain goal for myself, this must non-negotiable, this is what I have to do, this is the most important thing to me right now. And then 3 days later, 3 weeks later, sometime later, somehow that is like, I don't really need to lose. I mean, I'm fine. I'm not, this, or I'm not that. I don't really need to do this, or I don't, right? Like, I don't know if that's just me, but that is something that I realized. There are two things that happen when I do that. Number one, I made a goal that was for somebody else. Has anybody ever made a goal for somebody else? Maybe it was your kids, maybe it was your husband, maybe, and it could be fleeting. It could be, it could be, oh, you should coach the soccer team this year. You're good at coaching. Like, it could be a passing thing that you own as your own new goal. Oh, you're right. I should do that. I am good at that. I should just do that. And then it becomes your goal. But is it your goal? Like, did you come up with the soccer idea? Like, do you really care if these kids win this game? Like, or it could be you've complicated the goal. Is anybody else a queen of complicated? Because I can master complication fully. I can take a simple thing and I can turn it into layers. Okay. So I could turn I'm going to drink water. Every day, I'm going to drink a gallon of water every single day, non-negotiable. And by the time I have analyzed how I'm going to execute this goal, I'm now on a diet plan. I'm on a fasting plan. I'm on an exercise routine. I have all these classes that I've signed up for. I bought this book for cooking. Anybody else? Like, and that's in 24 hours. How many of you can overcomplicate a goal as well as Rebecca Melton can overcomplicate a goal? And so I have a tendency to do that. So I have to know that about myself. So have I taken on a goal that's not mine? And have I overcomplicated the goal? These are the questions, because when you do that, you might be an obliger. You might hear, this is a really good idea. I want to take the family on a trip. That's what I want to do. I want to take the family on a trip. And because I want to take the family on a trip, because the family is counting on me to take them on a trip, I'm going to do this, and this. And I have to do these things because the family's counting on me. Is it you that wanted to take the family on the trip? And then what is the core of that? Is it because it was something that was important to you, or is it because you wanted to win the family over? Because you wanted to prove Mary Kay was good? Because you wanted to prove something, but it really wasn't your vision. It wasn't in you that said, oh my goodness, to see my kids at Disney would be the greatest gift for me. I am going to work for that. That's when you know it's your goal. When it comes out of you, the joy, not you see it and think, oh, that could bring joy. Like when you think about it, if joy is coming out of you, that's when you know it's your goal. Does that make sense, the difference? Because it's a matter of trading good for great, right? You could have something really, really, really good and know that it's good, but You could also have something great and know that it's great. And I'm telling you, you will work harder for the things that are in you than you will work for the things that come at you. You will. And when you work so hard, obliging the goal that was put upon you for whatever reason, even a good goal that was put upon you, when you work so hard to oblige that goal, you will experience burnout. You will start to rebel against the goal. Anybody ever experienced that? You will look at the goal and be like, well, even if you with a team, you have a goal with the team. The team has a goal, and you want to be in on that goal, and you just want to be a part of the goal, but you don't really care about the goal. You just want to be a part of the goal, and so you see somewhere that you can fixate on that goal, and you're gonna work, and you're gonna grind, and you're gonna make it happen for the goal, for the team, and then you're like, dude, I could care less about this team goal right now. So you shift into rebellion, and you're like, I am not making no phone calls. No. And if that director calls me to get on me and talk to me about phone calls, listen, I'm not even going to talk to her. I'm just going to ignore, silent, right? Or even yourself. How many of you rebel against your own goal? I didn't really want this anyway. I don't want to call this girl. I don't have time for this. I'm just going to ignore myself, and I'm going to go find something else to do because, all of a sudden cleaning out the stove seems like a really important task. I'm going to go clean out the stove. Anybody else? Those are signs of rebellion and burnout. That's what those are. Another could be you've overcomplicated it, as I said. And so how can you tell when you have reached the maximum point in overcomplicating? You're burnt out, you're fatigued, you lay down, and you're not laying down because you did a good work. You're laying down because you are exhausted mentally, emotionally, you are spent, and you do not want to get up the next day and repeat it. Now, there's one thing. I mean, you watch those runners that run in the Olympics, and they're at the end of it, and their guts are coming out, sweat's pouring out, and they are tired, right? Like they're exhausted. They have given 110% of themselves, but they would be willing to do it again tomorrow. That's the difference. And if you think you need 3 days to recoup, you might be in burnout. So how can you scale it back and not minimize the goal, but clear the way for the true goal, clear the way for the true path? What really matters? Think about it. In 3 months, June 30th, July 1st, where do you really want to be? Now, ideally, you're dead. Like, that would be amazing. That's really where I want to be. But is it where you want to be? Like, is it because are you willing to do what it takes to get there? Are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to sacrifice and then find the joy in it? Does it come out of you, the work to do it? Or is then it going to be an outer imposition that you have to get it done because you said this is where you said you wanted to be? How do you clean it up? How do you minimize it? Well, just narrow it down. Like really ask yourself, sit with the Lord. What is it that I really want to see in 90 days different for myself? Is it, I want to be able to look back these last 90 days and I've seen a consistent pattern of 10 bookings at all times. Is it that I want to look back and I see that I've been doing 2 bookings a week or 2 bookings a day? Don't do 2 a week. Do 2 bookings a day at all times. Is it that every Sunday I made meals to prep myself for this week? Something simple. What is it that you want to look back on and see the good work of your hand? What do you want to see? And really ask yourself that. So for me, I just want to walk for 20 minutes a day. I just want to walk for 20 minutes a day. My job can be very sedentary, right? Like I can just sit around and I love food. So I can create for myself a very unhealthy environment very quickly. But if I walk for 20 minutes a day, if I could just do that for myself every single day, then I can be proud of where I was July 1st. And then I can analyze, was that enough for me to get satisfaction or should I do a little more? But I have to fight my tendency to now fast, have a meal plan, like all these other things that I tend to want to do to pile on. And so it's a conscious effort. It's a conscious effort. The other thing I have to do for myself is I need outer accountability. You may not need outer accountability. Not everybody does. Some people, if they've made a decision, it's just going to get done. I need outer accountability. What I do not need is an outer boss, because I will rebel. It's now your goal. You want it more than I do. I don't want it anymore. So what I need is an outer cheerleader. So how do I establish that? Well, I tried to come up with something today for myself, and this is what I decided. My favorite thing to do is lunch. Food and friends are my love language. So I love to marry the two. So what I decided to do is next week, I'm going to have lunch with a friend, and I'm going to buy it on the condition I'm going to go to lunch with her and buy the lunch on the condition that I hit all my 5 most important things every day for the next 7 days. When I hit that goal, I get to take her to lunch and buy lunch. So now I have this outer expectation that or accountability that I've created for myself, but it's on my terms. It speaks to my joy, and it draws out what I want out of myself. Does that make sense? So the thing I would say in goal setting is the Bible in Habakkuk 2 says, write it out and make it plain. Write it out and make it plain. Is it so complicated that you need a book? You're probably not going to maintain it. Is it simple and clear? Can your 5-year-old come up and tell you what your goal is based on your goal poster? Is it simple? Is it clear? Write it out and make it plain. And make it fun. Make it joy. And you have the power to do that. You get to create setups for yourself to win the day. And then break it down. Mary Kay said, keep it simple, sweetie. Break it down. Make it small. So another thing that I would tend to do is I would create my weekly plan sheet, and then I filled my entire day from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., every hour was booked with something productive. So I was high productive all day long. On top of that, I have my 6 most important things list. Where was that going to go? I don't know. But every day I got behind in my 6 most important things list. And every day I got frustrated with myself. Again, overcomplicating. What if you had your 6 most important things list and you scheduled those things to get done in your next day? Then you'll find if it really should be on the 6 most important thing list, yes? Because if you can't make room for it, maybe it needs to be on another day or delegated. Does it have to be you? Can it be someone else? Mary Kay would say, don't trip over the dollars to save the pennies. This summer, I determined I hired someone else to mow my lawn, and someone's cleaning my house. Is it hard to do? Yeah. I think to myself, I could do it. I don't need somebody else to do it for me. I could save the money. That's what I could do. But instead, I get to do the things that are actually important to me that will help me get to my goal, because I'm freeing myself from the burden of doing things that are not important to me and not helping me get my goal. So does it have to be you? Can it be someone else? Sometimes it has to be you. So are you factoring that in your daily effort? And then celebrate, create for yourself a way to win. And sometimes you have to play games with yourself. So what is your love language? Do you want rewarded with things? Do you want words of affirmation? Do you want quality time? That's what I've set up for myself, quality time with people. So maybe you need to call your coach or your mentor and say, okay, these are the things I'm going to do this week. And at the end of the week, I need you to praise me, whether I do it or not. I need you to encourage me to get on to the next week. If words of affirmation are your love language. If they're your love language, your mentor, I would highly suggest that you put in place. That's why I say encourage me, whether I hit it or not. The encouragement's going to sound different. But if it's an accountability with words, that will hurt and you'll rebel. Does that make sense? Create for yourself the win, because you deserve the win, and you can. You can, you will, you must. Your goal doesn't have to be 5 things. It doesn't have to be 2 things. It doesn't have to be 1 thing. It has to be something. The Bible also says in Proverbs, without vision, people perish. Create a life on purpose, because you were created on purpose and you were created for a purpose. And if you don't know what that purpose is, you can ask the Father and he will tell you what he created you for. You already know, it's in you. It's in Psalms, I think it's Psalms 51. And he says, I spoke to you in that secret place in your mother's womb. I think that's where God was telling us our mission on this earth. You know what it is. It's in you. Allow yourself space to draw it out, to know what you were created for, and to live on purpose each day on that mission. It's a high calling, but it doesn't have to, but the Bible says my yoke is easy and my burden is light. It does not have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be burdensome. It doesn't have to cause burnout. There's a difference between fatigue from giving your all to the greatest good that you could do and fatigue from giving up all that you are for something else. So I challenge you to find your goal and sprint as hard as you can across the finish line. And don't worry about how you feel at the end. Worry about your day-to-day and celebrate each and every single day. Because then at the end, you'll get to look back. Think of the farmer. He plows the field first, and then he plants the seed, and then he waits. But it's every day he toils. Every day he works on his garden. Every day. But you won't see the fruit right away. So give yourself grace and just continue to do a good work. And then you will get to celebrate your success because you achieved the goal that was set before you for you. So that is my tidbit for today.
Oh my gosh, I love it, Rebecca. You're amazing. Your heart's amazing. It's still one of my favorite humans ever. Does anybody, because it was a lot of information, right? And I'm sure you're like, yes, now I'm fired up. I'm going to do all these things, delegate these things. And but listen, life is too short, friends. I've learned it the hard way. Just let go of the stuff that doesn't bring you joy. Ask yourself, is doing this or doing that make me happy? Nope, don't do it. And delegate that out to somebody else. Now you have to do, the hard things for your goal, because sometimes we don't want to do those. That doesn't count. But I don't need to clean my toilets. Like Rebecca, I don't have to mow my yard. I don't have to shift the paperwork in my office for 12 hours. That's ridiculous. I mean, we all have better use of our time and be effective. So does anybody have any questions for Rebecca or anything you want to say to her or affirm her with? I know some of you love to just share your takeaways. So I'm going to give it a few minutes to do that.
I would love to affirm Rebecca. First of all, you're funny, and that captivates people, your humor. And I love the analogy of going from setting the goal of just drinking more water to then you're on a full-on diet. You belong to a gym now, all this stuff. And if we just took that one analogy and brought it into our Mary Kay business, every aspect, oh my word, it will change everything. But then you take it into life, like you said, when we say, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and clean out this little drawer, and that explodes into cleaning out the entire garage somehow. So thank you for that reminder. It was brilliant, tremendous. I was sitting here cracking up, and there was another lady who was on camera. We were both just laughing. I don't even know who it was, but I saw her laughing with me. So thank you.
Thank you for that, Deshawn.
I love that. Anybody else? I'm looking around as fast as I can.
That was my comment too, was the gal's name is M, or that's what's on your square. And to just watch her and how she was reacting to you was priceless. So I know you gave us quite a few nuggets. I think some of it is like thought provoking. And I feel like I've almost got to go back and unpack a little bit of it. But thank you so much for speaking today.
Oh, thank you, Sandy. I appreciate that.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. Anybody else?
Thank you, Rebecca. Hi, everybody. It was fun, and I wrote down the notes, and I hope I will have some. I don't know if you are allowed to pass this recording to consultants or not, but I would
Yes.
appreciate if I could, because it's like it's really how to say detailed, right to the ground, and right to the point. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much.
Anna, I would love to have you talk. I just want to hear your voice the whole time. Now I'm captivated by that. I'm like, I love that. Okay, yes. It's just my name. It's a YouTube channel. I tell one, give us about, sometimes it's immediate, sometimes it's in 24 hours. I have a Facebook group too that I post all the recordings. However you learned about this, Facebook, whatever, but there is Just a Lunch and Learn Facebook group that you can be part of. And it's for consultants, directors, nationals, every division, every country, it does not matter. It literally, some people are having them translated and send them to their groups they're developing in other countries. It's phenomenal. So yes, this is a very go-get thing. So what I want to say about that, our speakers truly give their heart and their time, not knowing half the people on here probably would not have met them or probably won't see them at a seminar or something. It's truly just a go-give, heartfelt thing that they do. And so I just want to thank you, Rebecca, because you are the ultimate Miss Go Give and one of my besties, and I love you and adore you. And if y'all didn't know, that my best friend right there is going to become Kansas Most Improved, win that Cadillac, and have the best year she's ever had in Mary Kay.
We'll take your prayers. I'll tell you that. God is good.
Yes, yes. And so it's here every week, same Zoom. If you're on here, it's typically every Thursday, unless we're at a conference or, seminar or something, but, and there's always a graphic. And so you can always look at that graphic, the Zoom, but just check your time zones is all I'll say. So I know some people voted in where they don't have daylight saving. I don't know who did or didn't. So I just go off the old school. Pacific, Central, what it was. So someone's like, Jenny, you have to change. Arizona's on the same time zone right now. Listen, I don't know all that. I can't think about that. Just go off it's noon Mountain Standard Time. That's all I can give you, friends. I just figure it out in your time zone. That's all I got. Because I don't know who did that and who didn't and which states approved it. And I ain't researching that. I don't got time for that. So I love you all. Thank you so much for being on here today and supporting the Mary Kay community and, leading on her dream. We love you and appreciate you. Oh, and which seminar? Me and Rebecca are Emerald seminar. Let me make sure. Zoom meeting link number. Yes, it is the same every week. I want to make sure. Anybody else? Did I miss anybody that wanted to say anything? I'm looking through the chat and looking at your hands raised.
Emerald Division.
We're gonna meet each other's seminar.
And Emerald also.
Yay! I love that. Connie, you're Emerald too?
I'm Emerald also. And I just wanted to say, I really, truly enjoyed it because I listen to that. That's my day sometimes. You're going to pick up a piece of paper and the next thing you know, it's midnight and you're still there shuffling papers.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm Ruby.
Listen, we're all going to be together at one place or another because everyone here can be directors and we'll probably be a leadership together if you're not already. So we love y'all. Thank you so much for passing these on and being part of it today. We love and appreciate you. Have an amazing Thursday.
And thank you for everything. Enjoyed it.
Bye, ladies.
Bye-bye.
Bye.